Hi, I'm Anthony and I'm cooking for one. Today I am going to show you guys how to make homemade mayonnaise. You only need 5 ingredients to make a homemade mayonnaise. You're going to need an egg yolk, you're going to need 1 teaspoon of lemon, you're going to need 1 teaspoon of vinegar. Can be any kind of vinegar. White vinegar is traditional. I happen to have some champagne vinegar, so I thought that'd be fun to use today, but really pretty much any vinegar will do. Apple cider vinegar is fine. You'll put in a little bit of mustard. This is just to help emulsify it and to give it a little bit of depth of flavor, but you don't want to put too much of that in because you don't want it to be mustardy. And you're going to need oil. Now, the oil, again, you can vary that up. And canola oil works very, very well, but my favorite oil is actually walnut oil. Walnut oil is a little more expensive, but sometimes I'll have a recipe that calls for walnut oil, and then I have like a whole thing of walnut oil. And nut oils tend to go rancid kind of fast compared to other oils. So one great way to use up all that oil then is to make a mayonnaise out of it. So now you don't have to throw away any of the oil. And part of the cooking for one philosophy is to try not to throw away anything. Kind of as a cool survival technique. All right, so we are going to, and then a little bit of salt. So let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, and some salt. So those are the 6 things you're going to need to make your mayonnaise. Now, I happen to have an immersion blender. I totally recommend these. These are great. Mine has the whisk attachment on it right now. Mine has 2 speeds on it, but my first one only had 1 speed, and so far it doesn't seem to be important to me that I have 2 speeds. So the 1 speed one is fine. Whisk attachment, though, is important. And this cup actually came with it. All right. You'll notice I have my cup on a towel. That's on purpose. When you have 2 people here, it's a lot easier. Somebody can hold the cup. But when you're by yourself, you have to hold the oil as you stream it in, and hold the cup, and hold the whisk. That's 3 things, and you only have 2 hands. So you're going to have to get creative. So for me, a little towel seems to stop this thing from spinning too much, and it's all under control. All right, so let's do it. So first thing I'm going to do is put the yolk in. So I like cracking on the edge. They say shell sometimes flies in when you do that, and it did. But that's not typically what happens. I think maybe I'm just a little nervous for being on camera. This is my first cooking for one video. All right, so I'm going to open up my egg, and out comes the white. Some people say that you shouldn't use the egg itself to do this, the shell, because of salmonella or bacteria, but I keep doing it. Up to you what kind of risks you want to run. All right, so yolk goes in there. Now, again, I don't want to waste anything, so what do we do with the white? Well, with the white, tomorrow, I'm going to make myself an omelet. I also have a recipe for how to make a pavlova, which is an egg white based dessert, just for 1 or 2 people. So you could actually use this to make a pavlova. Look up that recipe or see that video when I make it. Or just take this, scramble it with a regular egg and this, and you won't even realize there's a yolk missing. I swear, if you're someone who's not into egg whites, just do an egg white and 1 full egg, and you won't even notice it's missing. So it'll be a little healthier, and it'll be just as delicious. So that's perfect. All right, so egg white's gone. Next thing I want to do is put in the vinegars. So 1 teaspoon each of lemon and champagne vinegar. So I got myself a little press. It holds both limes and lemons. So put the lemon in there, boom. I got myself a teaspoon measure. You can also just eyeball it. So I go up to a teaspoon, and in it goes. Some people like it a lot more lemony, so you can add double the lemon, double the vinegar. You know, you can double it all up, find out what you like. But to start with, here's my basic recipe, and then you can start varying. Now I'm using the champagne vinegar, same thing. I want to put a teaspoon in. You could do all vinegar, you could do all lemon, right? But the complexity increases as you add some variety. Now, by the way, I have this lemon and a lot of this lemon left. And again, in cooking for one, I don't like to waste them. So I love these little containers. I saw an egg white went into it. Now I'm going to put my lemon in here and put a lid on that. And this guy, these will keep, here in Arizona, my lemons seem to keep for a while. So I can keep this in this little jar. Lemon is a lot like salt. You add salt to anything to bring out its flavor. Well, lemon does the same kind of thing. So once you start having an open lemon in your fridge on a regular basis, you'll find you keep squeezing it into things and everything just tastes better. So I don't waste hardly any lemon. Worst case, take this with a little bit of sugar and water and make yourself a little lemonade. I also hear you can clean your toothbrush with it. So you can try that. It's supposed to help clean your toothbrush. Also, cutting boards, you can put salt on the lemon and then rub down your cutting board with it as well. So that's another way you can use up that lemon. All right, so we've got the vinegar, we've got the lemon. So now we need a little bit of mustard. And this I eyeball. I just put in a little plop there. It's about a teaspoon, I would guess. So that's done. Okay, we're getting down to it now. A little bit of salt, quarter teaspoon seems to be the right amount for me. You want to go heavier or lighter by all means, but that quarter teaspoon seems to do the trick. Okay, only thing missing now is the oil. So before I put the oil in, I like to give it a little whiz in here. But I'll notice something. I don't actually have enough oil left. I've been making mayonnaise too much apparently. So I need a full cup, and I wish I could make less, like a half cup, 3/4 cup. But every time I've used less oil, it doesn't emulsify. So if it doesn't emulsify, then it's not like mayonnaise at all. So you can see I didn't quite make it to the 1 cup mark. Now, when that happens, I'll just take a second oil and put it in there. I have someone gifted this to me for Christmas, I think it was, an extra virgin olive oil with lemon flavor. I've done it with all olive oil. It turned a really strange green color, which was not really a fan of, and it seemed a little bit stiffer than a normal mayonnaise. So I'll just add a little bit of olive oil to this oil, and it's got lemon flavor built into it, so yeah. We'll see what that does. Again, walnut oil is my favorite. I don't happen to have any of that right now. So, there we go. All oiled up. 1 cup. Okay. So now, some people say that adding a little bit of water helps the mayo as well. So, just as an experiment, I've been trying that lately. And so let's just put a little bit of, well, that was hardly any. Put a little bit of water in there. All right, go this way. All right. All right, so we got a little water in there. Is that really necessary? I don't know, but some people seem to think it makes a big difference. So why not? All right, so give this a little whiz, just to get all that kind of mixed together. All right. Okay, quick camera angle change. All by myself, because I'm cooking for one. But now, I think I can start to do this. So, without repeating it. So, I just put in a little bit of oil, and I get that going. Then, a little bit more. And a little bit more. So I'm just dripping in little bits at a time. And then I just let her go. And if you look right now, it looks very yellow. The oil, it's because of the color of the oil, because of the color of the mustard. Very, very yellow. So we just keep pouring. You can see the cup starting to spin now. That's what happens as it gets more mayonnaise-y. Okay, all the oil's in there. Now it's a little more beigey than normal, and I think that's from the lemon mayo. Normally it's a very bright white. But anyway, there it is. Now I have your little bowl to save it in. And one of the things I learned from Alton Brown, who is basically one of my culinary heroes, is that you want to leave this on the counter for an hour or two before you put it in the fridge, because apparently the lemon and vinegar in here, they kill any bacteria that's growing, and for some reason those bacteria, look at that. Look at that. That is totally mayonnaise-y. I mean, that used to be oil. Again, the little brownish color is, again, because I use some olive oil instead of all canola or all walnut or something like that. If I use grapeseed oil, it would be green. That might be fun for Halloween or something. So Alton says that the bacteria-killing properties of the lemon, I'm sure he has much more scientific ways of saying that, but the bacteria-killing properties of it actually do better at room temperature than they do at refrigerator temperatures. So he leaves his out on the counter for an hour or two, and then he puts it in the fridge. So I do the same thing. And, you know, I don't know how long this stuff's supposed to last. I just keep using it until it's gone. And I smell it or taste it or whatever. I think they say a week or two, but, you know, like I said, you decide what risks you're comfortable with, just like I do. All right. So, there you have it, mayonnaise. Give this a little taste. I know, eating straight mayonnaise, how weird. Wow, the lemon oil really put a lot of flavor into it. And my thing with the olive oil mayonnaise is that they tend to be a little bitter, and I'm tasting that bitterness in here. So, For me, I probably wouldn't use the olive oil. Again, this is my second time ever using an olive oil instead of just olive oil, and I am not a fan. So it's a little bit more bitter than I would like. You use just regular oil, this process, it's going to be amazing. But still, the texture on this, holy cow. You will not believe how, compared to regular mayo, you'll be like, how did I ever eat regular mayo before? This is what mayonnaise is supposed to feel like. So there you have it. Mayonnaise. I'm Anthony Crain, and I'm cooking for one.